During these crazy times, we could all use some serious self-care, and most people are feeling a little sad or scared or anxious or lonely, and that is completely understandable, but that also means that this is a great opportunity for us to practice self-care. And so in this video, I want to share 10 healthy habits during lockdown that you can do to feel better mentally, physically, and emotionally. And all of these you can do without leaving your home and without having to buy something new, as well as either alone or with your family. We are not in full lockdown here in the Netherlands, so that means that we are still able to leave our home and go for a walk, for example. But even with that, I am home like 98% of the time now, and I noticed that with these habits, they do help me to feel fit and happy and energized as much as possible. First up is a healthy habit for everyone who now works from home or partly from home. And I think the biggest danger here, especially if you are not used to it and you haven't built up a routine yet, is to always be on and the pressure of always having to be available for work and there not being a clear enough boundary between work and home life. Also, we are trying our best to work from home, but for most of us this switch was very sudden and perhaps some things don't really work properly yet, or you don't have access to certain programs. And of course, if you have kids around, you need to help them with their homework and stuff. So all these things combined can make just doing your job very stressful. So the healthy habit here is to punch in and punch out. So that means try to establish working hours, preferably just the same hours you've been keeping, and not do any work outside of these hours, because you need to set boundaries as best as you can, even in this difficult situation, because otherwise you run a real risk of burning out. So try to keep your regular hours whenever possible and try not to check your email and stuff outside of these hours, just as you would normally perhaps do when you were leaving the house to go to work. And another thing is to try to make your workspace a designated workspace. So if you don't have an office like me, that is fine, but just try to keep your kitchen table, for example, your workspace, and then after finishing work, preferably just clear off your laptop and all your work stuff, place them somewhere out of sight where they don't bother you for a while, so you can just switch on to your home life instead. The second tip is to try and establish some sort of a routine, a daily routine. Chances are, if you are spending a lot more time at home, your routine has changed quite a bit, and that is okay. So don't be too strict with yourself, but try to at least stick to your morning routine, the one you had before. So go to bed and wake up roughly around the same time as usual, wash your face, brush your teeth, things like that. Try to take care of your appearance and stuff, because that will probably make you feel better. So some people might tell you to get dressed in the morning and wear your normal everyday clothes even when you don't leave your house. And I'm not going to say that, because I actually almost always wear leisure wear when I'm in my home, except for when I'm filming. Otherwise, it's pretty much just my leisure wear all day, and I am fine with that. But if you are the type of person who just doesn't feel happy and productive when you are dressed in your pajamas, then do make sure that you are wearing your normal everyday clothing. Just try and see what works best for you. Before we continue, a quick break for today's sponsor. A really big thanks to Native for supporting the channel and sponsoring the video. I made the switch to natural deodorants a few years ago because I didn't want to put things like aluminum and parabens on my underarms anymore, and I have been using Native deodorants for about 6 weeks now, and I have to say I really like them. They have a variety of scents, and I chose the coconut vanilla and lavender rose and cucumber mint. And I have to say I like them all, but cucumber mint is definitely my favorite. It just smells so incredibly fresh, and it smells like something you might want to drink on a really hot summer's day, if you get what I mean. It smells really nice, and they keep me fresh all day, even after doing yoga or exercising. I also like that they are not sticky, it dries quickly, and as I said, it is aluminum, paraben, and sulfate free. And the ingredients are recognizable things like coconut oil and shea butter. And of course, for me, it's also very important that my deodorant is vegan and cruelty free, which these are. So if you are interested in natural deodorants, you can save 33% on your first Native pack plus free shipping if you use my code. I will put it here and the link is in the description. And the next healthy habit is to learn to love your own company a little bit more. A lot of people find it quite challenging to be at home by themselves, with themselves for so much of our time. And it can be a little difficult to just deal with being in your own head and being with your own thoughts all day. But this can also be a great opportunity to just learn to appreciate our own company a little bit more. So some things you could try are, for example, journaling. And I actually have an entire video where I show my minimalist journaling routine if you're interested, so I will link it right here and in the description. You could also try meditation, and the benefits of meditation are endless, and a lot of them have been proven, especially during these times of change and uncertainty, or even some anxiety maybe. Meditation can help you to calm down a bit, balance your emotions, decrease blood pressure, improve your sleep, and so much more. And I always meditate now for about 20 minutes after waking up, and it has had such an amazing impact on my days. I'm very curious if you meditate, and if so, how do you meditate? And also, do you like some more content from me about the topic of meditation? And if so, what questions do you have for me? Please leave that in the comments. And lastly, another way that you could learn to love your own company a little bit more is through mindfulness. And I also have a mindfulness hacks for minimalists video. I will link it right here and in the description. Something else that is so important, not just for our physical health, but for our mental health as well, is to keep moving and just incorporate some kind of exercising at home. I know most people really enjoy exercising outdoors or going to the gym with a friend or something like that, and that's probably not happening right now, but exercising at home can also be really fun, and it is great for keeping up your immune system as well. For me personally, I know I talk about her all the time, but I do yoga at home about 5 days a week, sometimes more. And if you are interested in trying that out, I recommend checking out Yoga with Adrienne's channel on YouTube if you don't know her yet. But you could also try something completely different, do it with a family, make it fun, maybe do some Zumba or dancing or something like that. Just get your body moving so you don't feel like low and like a couch potato. If you are spending a lot more time at home, then the chances are that you are sitting down a lot more of the time as well. And you might not have access to like an ergonomically correct workspace when you are at home. And this can create some problems for your body. So this next little trick can help to improve your posture and just give your lower back and your upper back some love. So go and lie down on the floor and keep your legs up in a 90-degree angle on a chair or on your couch, and just lay there for a bit. And whenever I do this for a few minutes, I can really start to feel the muscles in my body and in my back relax a little. And if your head hurts, of course, you can use a pillow underneath your head. Or another thing I love to do is just put my legs up against the wall and chill there. Very therapeutic and relaxing. Try to cook yummy and healthy meals for yourself and eat enough so that you feel satisfied and nourished, and you don't resort to emotional eating or stress eating or just craving some comfort food. I think it is a very healthy approach to food if you do allow yourself just an indulgence every now and then. And I do that as well. I bake some cakes, you know, just for fun and to have something nice to eat. But try to make sure that you are not eating away your stress, because that can make you feel worse, not better, especially if you do it every day. So make sure that you are eating healthy, yummy food that really nourish your body. For me personally, comfort food has become kind of a weakness. So whenever I do feel a little down or tired or stressed or something like that, it makes me want to bake a cake or eat French fries or make cookies or whatever, something to comfort myself. And I think indulging in comfort food, like I said, it is normal and it is fine to do it occasionally, as long as you realize that it's not going to change anything. It's not going to make you feel better. It's not going to change the situation, and it is not going to nourish your body and your mind in the long run. So whenever I do have that emotional food craving right now going on, I just try to cook something yummy but also healthy for myself that really nourishes me and makes me feel better, not worse. I've talked about this in last week's video, so I'm gonna keep this short and sweet. Limit yourself to reading the news once a day max, and try to also avoid social media about the pandemic as much as possible. You need to stay informed, of course, and you need to know what you need to be doing to do your part, very important. But other than that, protect yourself from news and media about the pandemic. It is only going to feed your fear and worries, and it will not contribute to anything positive. I also think it is very natural and healthy to want to do some calming activities for the mind during this time. Just something else to think about and kind of escape the current situation, even for a little while. I think that is perfectly all right. So for example, I have been reading a lot more, even more than usual. I have been playing a bit more video games, either alone or together with my boyfriend. You could also do board games with the family or watch a movie, have a movie night. Just anything where you can just for a while forget about the current world situation. Some people might say that this is escapism or not dealing with the situation, just putting your head in the sand. And I think that it can actually be a very healthy thing to do. Of course, the balance is important, but it can be nice to just escape to another world where everything is nice and just calm down a little bit. So if you recognize this, then please allow yourself to do that. We are social animals and we need to be around other people, and this goes more for some people than for others. I myself am an introvert. I love being at home, so I have no problem with just being by myself, but even for me, I noticed that it's very challenging and sometimes a bit lonely to be cut off from friends and family. So try to find some social connection in other ways. Maybe you could schedule some family time online just to hang out with everyone, or video chat one-on-one, or just call people up. Or if you do not live alone, then you could say, okay, mealtime is family time, or whoever that you live with, and just make sure that everyone is present and that screens are off limits during mealtime. The last healthy habit that I really want to emphasize is try to get proper quality sleep, because times are changing constantly. We are dealing with a lot of uncertainty, and this can take a really heavy toll on how we feel on a day-to-day basis. And no matter how you slice it, this is a challenging time for all of us. So the least you could do to take really good care of yourself is to allow your body and your mind the rest that they so desperately need. So try to get 8 hours of sleep a night if that is at all possible to you. You can only do your best. And here are some other ways that you can improve the quality of your sleep. For example, no screens 1 or 2 hours before going to bed, having a bedtime routine, making sure the room is dark and relatively cool, or at least not hot. Don't drink alcohol straight before going to bed, because that might make you fall asleep faster, but it will decrease the quality of your sleep. And of course, you could read a book. I would love to hear from you how you are doing during this time, as well as what kind of content that you would love to see from me. So I want to try and do my best to help everyone out as best as I can. And I would really love to know what kind of videos you think would be most helpful for you during this time. And also, please make sure that you are subscribed to the channel, because you may have already seen that my content schedule is a little bit different lately, and it might stay a little different over the coming weeks. So if you are subscribed, that means that you will know for sure that you won't miss any new videos from me as they are coming out. As always, questions, comments, and conversation down below. I hope you're all safe and doing well, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.